Samantha from Jessimo Tutorials here, and today I'm going to show you what you can do with polymer clay that has accidentally got cured, either by being left in the sunlight or maybe it arrived semi-brittle and cured. I'm going to show you a technique that you can use to still use that clay. Now, I don't have any that was naturally cured that way, so I have popped a couple of pieces in the oven for about 1.5 minutes so that they are hard and not really usable, but aren't baked properly, so they're just very crumbly like this. And I'm going to be using Primo polymer clay. This is white, cadmium yellow, cadmium red, bright green and cobalt blue, but again this is for you to use with whatever colours you may have lying around that work together. I'd recommend a base of white because that goes with pretty much everything. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut out my earring shapes because I don't want to get cured clay on more clay than is necessary, because I can't really use it for much else. So I'm just cutting out these little rounded square discs of white. I'll pop one to the side. I only need one for the moment. Actually, put them both to the side. And these, what I'm recommending you do now is you just grab your pieces of clay and you're just going to break it up. Just get it to crumble. And if it's undercured, it should really just splinter apart into large and tiny chunks. And I'd do that with all of the colours, all of them together. Just kind of mix it together, get everything to crumble and mix into one crumbly mess. Okay, and I'm almost done with this. I just need a little bit more. And this can be a little tricky on your hands, so a trick that you can use is to use your roller, because again this isn't cured at all. It's nowhere near enough to be strong enough to resist a roller, so you can just roll over the top of it and that will kind of flatten it out and turn it into smaller pieces of dust. And then just mix that up together because I don't want these pieces to be too big. And there we go. That should be enough to work with. And I've just got a piece of paper here. I'm going to pop these guys down so that I can move them around as I need. And I'll just use another one just to flatten them out a little bit. We're going to use that again in a bit to get those crumbs embedded into the clay as well. Alright, and then you're just going to take this and you're going to sprinkle it over the surface. And I'm going to only do it on one side, and then I'm going to mirror for the other one. So it doesn't use a lot of clay, but I think it's going to look interesting. Okay, I think that will be enough to start off with. I can always adjust in a bit. And then you grab your paper to press that clay into your raw clay, and it should embed itself. And that shouldn't take too much. And this will distort it a bit, that's okay. Okay, and then just feel with your hands if it's embedded, and then tip that extra clay off. Okay, and then I'm going to lift them up and I'm going to repeat on the other side, except what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the whole thing in speckles. Okay. And yeah, it's a simple technique, but I thought it's a cool idea to give a try if you wanted to, because I'm sure all of us have some cured clay at some point that we didn't really know what to do with, because in its raw form you can mold and sculpt it, but once it's been semi-heated, which can happen during summer when you order clay in, or you can sometimes have it appear on shelves, it happens every once in a while, and sometimes you just don't really know what to do with it, and I thought this was a good idea. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Will you be giving this a try? This could make for an interesting galaxy appearance, so depending on the clays that you have available, that's going to dictate roughly what the pattern and theme is going to be. Alright, and that's those done, I'm now just going to pick those up and transfer them onto a clean piece of clay. Okay, and then just going to give those a burnish, and then we're going to cut them out again. So grab your cutter and cut. Okay, and it will stick in the cutter because I'm cutting it out on a piece of paper, but that's okay, it should pop right out. And then just take a bit of time to smooth around the edges because there is going to be some leftover clay, particularly the cured stuff around those edges, so you want to just tap to smooth that out. And then you'll repeat with the other one, just cutting that out, and this way you end up with minimal amounts of clay left over. And we're going to actually use that in a second because these are supposed to be stud earrings, and I still need to attach the stud to the back. There we go. Now what we're going to do there is we're going to turn these ones over. Okay, and let me just brighten that up. There we go. Go turn them over, and you're going to grab this, and this is going to sit near the top. One of them, and the same for the other one. Just going to pop that roughly in the right place. Then grab some of your leftover clay. Take that and create a little loop. Pop that over the top. And then just use some ball tools to squish that clay down and onto the surrounding clay to start embedding that earring wire. And this isn't all, because you can see it's not really sticking all that well. It's okay, you just want to have it so that it's spread out so that you can't see the earring wire anymore. Then you're going to grab a little bit of translucent liquid clay, and I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. There we go. And you're going to take that and you're going to dip that into the liquid clay. Then place that down. And then have it kind of smooth over onto the top as well. I want the top of the piece to also have liquid clay. So I want it to be quite a lot of liquid clay, and it's translucent liquid clay because then you won't be able to see much of it once it's been baked. Okay, and then you can grab a little bit of this and sprinkle it over the top to blend it in. I'm going to get rid of this one because it's a little too big. And then you would repeat that process with the other one, and then you're going to bake that for about 30 minutes at Burroughs' recommended temperature. And here is how they look once they're out of the oven. And here's the back. And this is, whoops, very secure. You can see there, that's nice and secure. And yeah, that's all there really is. I know this is a very simple tutorial, but I thought that it was a good idea and I wanted to showcase it. Of course you could incorporate this into other more complex projects, but I think that these studs are quite simple and cute. They kind of remind me of paint splatter, but it's much easier to control than paint in my opinion. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. Did you like this tutorial? Are you going to give it a try? Have you done this before in the past? But yeah, let me know in the comments. If you like the video, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing. And if you'd like to support the channel, consider becoming a member. There is a join button just below this video, as well as a link to my Etsy store. Both are a great way to support the channel while becoming part of the community. But that is just about it. I do hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.